With the full moon coming up on June 24th of 2021, I figured I would do a series, and it's coming up in Capricorn. So I figured I'd do a series about moon in Capricorn natal placements. So for those of you guys that have the moon in Capricorn, and what the moon in Capricorn signifies in a general sense is it signifies feeling responsible. So for example, with this full moon coming up, the moon will be fully illuminated, and it will be at its most visible peak or at its most strongest energetic peak. And so what that will mean is that we will be feeling very responsible, and it would just be a collective thing. But or feeling responsible for a lot of things. But in your case, if you're watching this, you have the full moon in Capricorn in the third house natally. So let's talk about the natal meaning. So Capricorn is about the emotions of other people, as opposed to Cancer, which is about our own emotions. This is why the moon is considered, in fall in Capricorn, because this is quite a uncomfortable placement, because people that have moon in Capricorn sacrifice their own comforts in order to cater to the comforts of others. And what does this look like, or what does this manifest as? A lot of times it manifests as work, career focus, and doing things that matter to others on the public stage or in the world stage and out in society. So you always have this sense of responsibility, and you always are dedicated to developing your career. Because the career is kind of like when we sacrifice our own comforts in order to cater to the needs of other people. So society is like the home of other people. And so when we leave the home and go to work, this is because we're taking a break from our own needs in order to provide for others and provide their needs and resources, because perhaps they don't have the time or the resources to do it themselves. So they pay you. And that's what work is about. It's like society's home versus our personal home, or society as a home. So a lot of times moon in Capricorn attracts a lot of success and wealth as a byproduct of this. But with moon in Capricorn, again, being about feeling responsible, and in this case, it being in your third house of communication, interactions, curiosity, what this indicates is that a lot of times you feel how other people feel through when you communicate to them. So in conversation, you feel how other people think about you, or their like status of you, their opinion, because you're quite self-conscious with the moon being in Capricorn, no matter which house it's in. But in your case, this is the third house. Also, you're quite curious about the emotions of others and the feelings of others. You're curious to know what matters to other people in order to serve them better. You can be somewhat of a businessman or woman, because you have this intellectual mind, this intellectual desire to provide solutions. And your emotions drive you to feel curious about how can you best do things that impact others. And whenever we do things that cater to the emotions of others, how this manifests is it manifests as recognition, success, importance. This is really all that success is. Now, on the other hand, when people speak and talk, you can feel how they think about you. So you're an empath and a little bit of a psychic in that way. We all have our little abilities and knacks about ourselves. And that's what moon in Gemini, moon in the third house in Capricorn is about. In addition, you're quite service oriented because the third house is associated with the sign of Gemini. And Gemini is the sixth house from Capricorn. It's the sixth sign from Capricorn. The sixth house is about service. And in your case, combined with the trait of empathy that comes with the moon, rather than being somebody that does philanthropy for the wrong reasons, you're somebody that genuinely self-sacrifices your own comfort in order to be service-oriented. In addition, the meaning of the sixth house means you're quite perceptive. You just notice small details. And you're intellectually savvy. You know how to like flip a product or you're very mercurial, so you know how to make a buck. Like, you know how to do this stuff. And as well, you do it in a reputable or a trustworthy way because you have this perception of other people's opinion of you and your status. So you know how to come across as reputable, trustworthy, and you're highly intelligent. So great placement, very sensitive, very intuitive, and you can take on a lot of other people's emotions unintentionally. But yeah. So anyways, hopefully that was interesting, entertaining, and helpful. If you enjoyed this, please consider checking out my Patreon for a free natal chart reading. And on there I post videos about different topics, and recently I've been covering the moon, and I'm doing a free natal chart reading bonus as well, or inquiry about your chart. So definitely check that out. Yeah, other than that, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace. So something I forgot to mention in my videos about the moon in Capricorn is that when I talk about catering to the emotions of others, Capricorn likes to do this on a public level, like with as many people as possible. Capricorn wants to have an impact and do things that matter on a large scale, rather than perhaps on an interpersonal level only.